Hey, it's me, Christian, and today I wanted to rant on the value of analysis and how it differs from review. And from my perspective, this is critical to understand if you want to avoid being seen as a professional hack. So in the current media culture, and you'll recognize this if you've spent more than 5 minutes online, there's a serious overabundance of reviews and opinions giving us surface level answers, and often they're just answering whether something is good or bad. But a curious thing happens when you commit yourself to analysis, both in reading and writing. You begin to resist this reflex of casting judgment on something based on your expectations or preferences, whether you like something or you don't like something. Because whether you realize it or not, those decisions you're making color your subsequent observations, and that's unfortunate because the conclusion you came to was not by your own analysis, but instead through a hand-me-down review from someone else. You didn't form that opinion because you borrowed it from them. And too often people, perhaps even you, confuse the acquisition of opinion as the retention of knowledge. But that's a fallacy because you haven't really learned anything. There was no real analysis. You just memorized a statement that you aligned with. So getting back to the value of analysis, you're seeking to understand the thing for what it is. You're not interested in trying to judge whether the thing is good or bad, but instead you're interested in understanding what makes it function and what is its intent. Now imagine you're a scientist and you've discovered this unfamiliar species, and this isn't really unlike a top voice on LinkedIn and nearly everything they ship post daily. But it doesn't matter if the creature is beautiful or even repulsive. You observe it closely, attentively, and you try to understand its nature. Through that process, analysis becomes about the thing itself. It's not about how it fits into your taste or preferences. Now, bringing this into the context of games and games design, and this can easily apply to any other field, analysis is not the graphics are stunning, or the gameplay feels sluggish, or I loved every minute of it. Analysis is instead asking, what is the designer trying to communicate with this mechanic? Or how does the game's pacing convey the narrative? Or what is the intention behind these game-imposed limitations on player control? So analysis has this really rich value that reaches far beyond review and opinion because it gives us the intellectual patience to be able to take something in, suspend our judgment, and investigate it on its own terms. If there is anything that you take away from this, please let it be a pause to reflect on your information diet. Because what you absorb, what you consume, it fundamentally shapes the quality of your understanding. And so ask yourself, of all the content you consume, are you flooding your time with recycled reviews and borrowed opinions, or are you actually seeking out the kind of inquiry that deepens your understanding of how the world works, of how things work? Because where reviews might guide your interests, analysis expands your awareness, and it turns you towards a more nuanced grasp of meaning and the why, which will endure far longer than any opinion you could ever hope to hold on to. If this video resonated with you, then please like and leave a comment. I'd really like to hear from you, and better yet, come join the conversation in our Discord server.